The spacecraft behind me will travel to Jupiter to study an icy moon. But first, all the parts have to come together. Here's how it's done. Before we can go into the clean room, we've got to gown up.
We need to put on these special garments for the clean room that we call bunny suits. And so from head to toe, we need to be covered.
I typically work behind the scenes, and so this is a really special opportunity to get to go in. I'm here today to help explain what some of the instruments are, what they do. It's really incredible to be in here for the first time, to see the spacecraft with my own eyes.
Europa is an icy moon that orbits Jupiter. Strong evidence suggests there's a global ocean beneath the surface, and scientists want to find out if it could support life.
The spacecraft started in thousands of pieces. It definitely did not look like this when it first arrived.
The scientific instruments that we have on board Europa Clipper actually came from institutions all over the country. We had several institutions that contributed instruments to the spacecraft.
Almost 70 people assemble and test the spacecraft at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Systems, mechanical, and electrical, affectionately known as the Sparkies.
We started off with the build of the vault. That's kind of the section at the top of the spacecraft that you see. That's what houses all of the electronics, really the heart and brains of the spacecraft. Down below, you see the propulsion module. That was a separate delivery from our partners at Johns Hopkins University. And we brought those two pieces together and created the spacecraft. And then after that, we added on the high gain antenna, which you see there at the top. So that's an operation that took well over 8 hours.
This is the thing that is getting our science data back down to the Earth.
We've got our imagers. Those will be pointing towards Europa as we fly by. We've got our dust detector and our mass spectrometer. Our plasma detector located up high there, and it has a twin down below at the bottom of the spacecraft, and our magnetometer located underneath the high gain antenna.
We also have an instrument called an ice-penetrating radar that's going to help us look inside the moon and understand its structure.
Getting this massive spacecraft to Jupiter requires serious power. These solar arrays will be installed before launch. They will span about the length of a basketball court. But first, more testing.
It may look stationary, but we're actually in the middle of something called System Test 2. And it's actually taking the spacecraft through the various phases of the mission.
Man, go ahead and bind again.
Power off 30 dBr. I'll go ahead and capture.
Copy.
While it doesn't look like it, the spacecraft is actually flying through space. I think actually right now we're entering orbit around Jupiter. At the end of the day, we can't forget that people have to build this spacecraft and test it. People have put in an incredible amount of effort to get us to this point, and we know everybody on the Europa Clipper team is looking to see this spacecraft succeed.
Stay tuned to see Europa Clipper put to the test before its mission to Jupiter's icy moon this fall.